Hey, welcome back, students. We want to go ahead and continue our discussion of Gäy Lussac, and here's another problem that we can solve. We've got a problem that reads the following. What would the final temperature of a closed container be if it was pressurized from 15 atmospheres to 16 atmospheres and the original temperature was 25 degrees Celsius? All right, so let's go ahead and identify the different parts of this problem just to make sure that we get our variables straight. We are looking for the final temperature. So this here is your T2. They want us to find this variable here, but they do tell us that we've got a pressure of 15 atmospheres to begin with. And we know that this is the first one because it says it's moving from. So this is our P1. Our 16 atmospheres here is our P2. That's where it's going to. And it tells us here that the original temperature was 25 degrees Celsius. This is our T1. Keep in mind that the equation that we're using here is going to be P1 divided by T1 is equal to P2 divided by T2. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and substitute all the variables that we know. We know that our P1 is going to be 15 atmospheres. So let me put 15 atmospheres. This is going to be divided by our T1, which is 25 degrees Celsius. I will need to change this to Kelvin, so I'll do that in a second. And this is going to be equal to our second pressure, which is 16 atmospheres, divided by our T2, which is what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and change our 25 degrees Celsius and change that into Kelvin. So essentially what we need to do is take 25, add 273 to it, and what that gives us is a number of 298. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace this number with that Kelvin number, which is 298 Kelvin. And in doing so, we now have a very good shot at solving this problem. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and cross multiply. So we're going to do the following. We're going to take 298 Kelvin, and we're going to multiply this with 16 atmospheres. And this is going to be equal to T2 multiplied by 15 atmospheres. Okay. So since we've got T2 over here on the right-hand side, that's the variable we want. We want to get rid of the 15 atmospheres, so we're going to go ahead and divide by 15 atmospheres on the right, and we're going to repeat that process over here on the left. And notice here, if we do this, our units of atmospheres cancel, leaving us a temperature in Kelvin. So if we go ahead and do this math here, we're going to come up with a value for T2 equal to the following. And so in order to get that, let's just go ahead and do this again. 298 multiplied by 16 will give us, or divided by 15 then, will give us an answer that we're looking for. In this particular case, it will give us 240 Kelvin. So this is the final temperature for this particular problem.